back, everybody, to the Keeping Up with the Calligraphers podcast. This is Kat of Cat Learn Calligraphy, and I'm here with
Alex of Signs of Our Lives.
And I don't know when this episode is going to drop. We are currently on hiatus, and we're coming back, and this is our first episode recording, but I don't know if we're going to drop this first, if this is just going to drop in the middle, because who knows? Not us. That's not how we roll. And if you are not new here, you know that. But if you are new here, now you know. And yeah. Alex, do you want to tell the people that are new what this podcast is and who it's for and all the things?
Yeah. So Kat and I are both event calligraphers, meaning that we bring our calligraphy and our art forms to events in the form of engraving, foiling, painting, wood burnings. And this podcast is basically for people who do the same thing as well as other art forms. So, for instance, leather bars, watercolor portraits,
illustration.
Yeah.
Embroidery.
Exactly. So we just named a bunch of art forms that people have figured out a way to bring them to events. And we're hoping that by sharing all the things that we've gone through, people can learn from us and hopefully either add events to their current service offerings or to kind of fine-tune the event service offerings that they already have.
Hopefully they just feel less lonely too, because I know when we first started, it was really hard to find other people doing the same thing. It was really hard to find answers to a lot of the stuff that we were experiencing. And so unfortunately, but fortunately, we've really gone through it over the last 8-9 years, however long it's been at this point, almost a decade, which is crazy. But yeah, hopefully you won't feel alone in the struggles, or you won't be like, am I the only one that doesn't know this? Because let's be clear, I probably don't.
On that note, we do love our work so much, and we love talking about our work so much. Obviously, we made a podcast about it so that we can yap more about our work. Oh, goodness. And so today's episode was prompted by a trip that me, Alex, made to Europe in October of 2025. And I had shared something on my stories of not just being out of office, but the struggle of getting to out of office. And if you have listened to season 1 and 2, you know that Kat and I both struggle with boundaries, with saying no to things, with compromising a little bit too much, with saying yes to a little too much, because we really do love what we do. Some might call it an addiction, and we don't use that term lightly. We know exactly what addiction means in terms of that it's something that you sabotage your own life for, right? And time again, we have both done that, and to the point where Alex here has burned themselves out many a time, and Kat can't really speak for you, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we know I've been in a constant state of burnout for years, just at varying degrees.
Yeah, and listen, we giggle about it because why not giggle about it? It happens to
we to be unserious about even serious topics.
Yes, and also otherwise we'd just be crying and in a state of despair, and we can't do that because then we wouldn't be able to continue to fuel our love of work and saying yes to everything. So yeah, I basically, just to reiterate for anyone who's not following me or who may have missed the post, even though it was literally the most viewed post story I think I've almost ever had, which was wild.
Yeah, before we even get into the post, I feel like we even need to go back to even before your trip, because I feel like you also didn't even set yourself up well to possibly be out of office because of said issues and boundaries of thinking oh no, I can do all the projects first and it's totally fine. I feel like we almost need to go back to the whole point of why you tried to book this trip, and then what happened leading up to it that then led to the post.
Well, okay. So I'm trying to think back, but I basically feel like I took on a lot of projects this entire year of 2025, and to the point where I was like, what the fuck am I doing this all for? You have a short, right? So work hard, play hard. I can't say I'm a play hard in terms of a go out and party type of person, but like play hard and like
No, that's not your type of play, but just like relax well.
yeah, like rot hard,
Eat hard.
latte hard,
Art walk hard.
yeah. So I really wanted to make sure that I could book something this year that would be like where I wanted to put my time and energy and money for all the things I've been doing. I was trying to do something to take a break, and then going back to what you said about like setting myself up for it. I had so many projects leading up to it, like the months, the weeks, and even the days before that, like
The literal hours.
I didn't really do well with packing everything that I needed or booking all the tickets that we needed to book ahead of time and like planning out all of the stuff for the cities and stuff like that. So I don't know. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I think it was more so I wanted to give people context because I feel like the goal of it was to be like this separate trip that was supposed to be like you said, enjoy the fruits of your labor essentially. Have some time to pour back into yourself, like do things just for enjoyment. And then it was like every little project that came up, you were like, oh yeah, I could do that before. Like I'll have time. And then that that was past Alex, who was like so optimistic. And then when it was like time to pack, current Alex was very upset. Past Alex.
Oh, yeah. So also, like, I knew that if I booked it, it would make me say no to projects. That was something too.
But you didn't.
You're right. I didn't. You're right. Because I did still subcontract.
But that was the idea.
That was the idea. I did still subcontract 2 events or 3 events. No, that was 3. Because you had one, Jane had one, and then you had another one, the pasta one. Because I was still like, well, I still love these clients and I still want to make sure that they have an artist for this and it was still in their vendor system, whatever. Oh God. Yeah.
But I feel like it was like all of that stress that led to the crying over a croissant, but not over a croissant. It's the like push over that led to the post, I feel like, was like all of those last minute things.
Yeah. Here's also what happened. So basically, I also got 2 inquiries right before I left. That was like, one was like the 2 days, the front of the trip, and like the day at the end of the trip. So I was literally like, oh my God, I should just rebook. Yeah, I should just rebook my trip to be less and just cancel all of my plans. And I hate myself even saying this right now. It sounds insane. But I
can't say shit because I do the same thing, but also for work trips. I'm like, oh, I could squeeze that in, just fly out at 1 a.m.
No, you literally do. Yeah, I feel like embarrassed to say it, but like I really was like
I didn't know that. That was the first
time. You didn't?
No, you didn't share that.
No. I think I did because one was for we should like figure out ways to bleep this out, but one was for
But I didn't know you were considering like restructuring your whole trip. Like I knew it came in, but I don't feel like you like allowed yourself to say that out loud.
I did talk with one friend about it and I was like, hey, I'm spiraling. And she like talked me through it and she was like, bitch, you're non-anti-capitalist for nothing. Like, what are you doing? And so like she definitely like put me in my place and was like, the reason you're taking this trip is so that you can say no to things and so that you do say no to things. Because again, I was like, if I don't book this fucking trip, I will continue to just book things all year and then I'll never fucking take it. Because what I learned from a calligrapher in Paris was that they have like a solid 5 weeks off, like everyone during the year, where like she was like, I don't even get a single email or inquiry or anyone wanting a rush anything or an event. Like everywhere's closed. We summered in blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, that like literally doesn't happen in America. We have to force ourselves to take off. So I think that's part of it too, is just like this, we have such like a hustle culture. And even though we're on the West Coast over here where I feel like it's less hustly, it's still very much, I don't know, like nonstop.
There's always something. I think that's hard is like we're both opportunists and there's always something going on here. So it's like, yeah, there's always something.
So yeah, that was my experience. And then I like basically posted like it was really hard to take off. I took on way too many projects. I was about to shorten the trip. And also like it's because I really love what I do. And I do really love what I do, but then I also, even though it's been a great year, I feel like I still sometimes like as a business owner, and I don't know if you feel this way too, but it's just like any day it could just be like, and
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, okay, like this just a trend, and then just like one day my business is gonna be obsolete. Like, I don't think AI is coming for it, but are people just not gonna want personalization anymore? Is that gonna be like the next new trend, and this is just gonna be like in the dust? Yeah, I definitely think about that. Even when I'm letting inquiries for like, because I do more weddings, I'm like 2027. What do you mean? Who knows if you still want this in 2027?
Yeah, like, will I still have a business? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what I'm doing in 2027? Like, I can't commit to this.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I think part of it was from like COVID and shutting everything down and like
Yeah.
literally
Having
having the whole month booked out, like finally getting to that place. And when I,
that was like right when you went full time.
yeah, right when I moved to LA and was like, great, I like have full-time work. And then everything got canceled
For a very long time.
for a very long time.
A question of like what events would look like when it was like okay to have events.
I just feel like it shifted my mindset so much to that, just that like both events and businesses in general just stopped. So even though
Yeah.
I have like diversity in my income, it didn't matter. Yeah, you couldn't do in-person workshops. You couldn't do signage. You couldn't do murals. You couldn't do events. Businesses weren't businessing. So what do you feel like your stuff comes from? Because that's, I feel like it's like that past, I don't want to call it trauma, but it feels a little bit trauma-y where you're like, because this happened and I know that my business can go from like thriving to like non-existent.
Yeah.
And having to go back to like, I went back to teaching full-time for a year. And I feel like that shaped my, like wired my brain to be
like rewired you.
Like this can this have multiple things.
Yeah. I think mine is a little bit different. My lack of boundaries or abilities to say no, I feel like more so comes from like, I have been busy from a very young age. Like I played very, very competitive softball my entire life. Like I was on the first travel team in San Diego. Now there's like a dime a dozen, but like, so every weekend I was playing like 15 games starting at like 7 years old for the entirety of my life, like 15 to 17 games a weekend, practicing like 5 to 6 hours, like not a day. It was probably like 3 or 4 hours a day. And then like regular lessons and stuff like that on top of it. And like my entire life. And then once I got to college and I was playing in college, like I wasn't on a full ride. Like I had a scholarship, but I still had other bills to pay for. So it was like I was waking up for 6 a.m. workouts, and then I was going to class all day, and then I was going to practice, and then I was working at night, and then I was partying like it was also my job. So like I just have spent my entire life like fitting as many things into hours as I can, that when like college was over and all that stopped, like I just didn't know what to do with all my free time. And so I just like, my parents both have like, really, really like strong work ethic, probably a little bit to a fault. But like I definitely inherited that from them. And so it was just like, oh, I can fill it up with this job and then that job and then this. And then I was like, well, sure, I'll do a master's, and then I'll like do my doctorate on top of everything else. And then I just like promoted very quickly. So everything has felt very accelerated. Like I've never experienced what it's like to have downtime or like the joy of missing out on. I mean, I missed out on a lot playing softball, but it was because I had another commitment that I was like super pumped about. And I feel like I'm always chasing the passion somewhere. Like it went from softball, and then I didn't know what to do with it. So then it went to work, and then work was there, but I was like missing the physical things. So then it went to like CrossFit and weightlifting and like running and like all of those things. So I just feel like I have a passion for slowing down, like just like only know how to say yes and like fill my time. I don't know how to have empty time.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that. I think there was like with teaching and then turning my hobby of calligraphy into a business in my spare time, because like why not? And then always having that. I'm curious, and this might turn into a little therapy session, so I'm sorry. But I'm curious. Part of it makes me think of like, one, how we're all so like it's ingrained in us to like monetize all of our hobbies and to just everything has to be like purposeful and productive, and that's the only way that we have value is like if you're contributing something of like financial substance or whatever to the world. So like I think it's like a little bit of a mindset thing of like your worth and value. And I'm not saying like you, I'm saying you like you in the general sense. You specifically, Kat, actually. And so like I'm just curious like how much of it is that. And then I wonder, and like listen, I'm signing up for therapy next week. Like I reached out to someone, okay? It's coming. I've done it before, but like this trip made me go, oh, okay, we need to work on some things. And I'm just like curious how much it is like also ignoring other problems in your life. You know what I mean? Because if you're 100% work,
Displacing it, yeah, then you don't have time to deal with the other things. Yeah. And possibly, I think as a behavior analyst, this is such a weird, we're way down the rabbit hole. But just like with my little behavior analyst standpoint too, I think it's just also behavior pattern a lot of times. Like people fall into what's comfortable and what they know. And so people get a hobby and then the unspoken expectation is, oh, like do you have an Etsy, or like people just don't necessarily know how to like talk about those things either in the way of like a hobby. So there's almost just like the behavioral pattern of like, oh, this is what people keep asking me, so then maybe I should do this thing. And then there's like, how do I backpedal out of that? I think a lot of it too is just almost like behavioral repetition in a sense. And we don't have like a whole lot of models of like, oh no, like I just do this for fun.
yeah. It's almost the like, I mean, I don't know if this is like a far reach of an analogy, but it's like when people ask you like, oh, are you gonna have kids? And you say no, and people are like, what?
100%. It's literally just a scripted conversation. It's like very lazy conversations. Actually, one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like that tells me you're very much not engaged in this conversation and you're just having a very lazy repetition of a conversation. It is actually one of my biggest pet peeves.
Okay, noted.
Then if you say something different, then everyone like short circuits and then makes you feel weird for breaking the script. It's like,
yeah. I feel like that is very often. I mean, I thankfully surround myself with people who don't give a shit about like that sort of thing specifically. But like it is so interesting too, especially at events. Like every once in a while you'll come across a guest who asks you things or says something and you're exactly right. Like their brain will short circuit and you're like, no, like you're actually the way that you're thinking about this thing and that X equals Y or whatever it is, like doesn't mean it has to be for everyone. And people get so tripped up on that. The Etsy question, oh my God, I can't with that.
It's like the Etsy question or like at the events, it's like, so this is like your job? Like this is what you do? Yeah. And I probably make more than you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they'll like, oh my God, I couldn't even draw a stick figure. I'm like, that has nothing to do with handwriting. Thank you.
I can't either.
I definitely think it has to do with that too. You know me. I'm always like, it's cultural, like collectively, societally, everyone has that programming in their brain, right? And it's like, where does that come from? I don't think it's a generational thing of like turning your hobby into something that makes money. And I also think it's something where like we're all struggling right now to make ends meet. So I also think that's part of it is just like, when are things going to get too expensive? And like, I should have worked harder when I had the opportunity, because at a certain point, like I couldn't get hired for events anymore, or like my lifestyle is now twice as much as it was. And like shit, like now I need to work twice as hard because I wasn't saying yes to those other things. I think that's also something in my brain.
I don't think it's any one specific thing, and it's obviously like unique to everyone's upbringing and their history and their circumstance and how that changes. But yeah, it's definitely interesting how it like manifests differently in everyone's lives and then how it plays out like in our decisions, you know?
Yeah.
Here we are. Still both burned out.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel a little less burnout, and I'm saying this, of course, and like during whatever phase.
Your one off week.
My one off week.
Where you get so much energy.
I don't even have an off week. I had literally like 2 days off, and I'm like, wow, I am healed, everyone. Healed. And that's a good point. I think that's also another thing, which, you know how they're like, don't make decisions when you're mad or like,
yeah,
whatever.
Don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry.
Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like it's also when I'm in a good mood and I have a lot of energy, I say yes to a lot of things. And then it's like, I don't know, like my period week or my luteal phase, and I go, why the fuck am I working this week?
Yeah. You specifically should actually probably schedule your events around your cycle.
I do. Actually, I have been trying to schedule Sweet Green a little bit around that. And I have definitely been a little bit more aware, both like preventatively. Yeah, preventative like care for like leading up to it, as well as just like looking and seeing like what's around that time. There's actually people that write like whole ass like calendars and notebooks about this shit and like literally plan their whole lives around their cycle. And I honestly, I love it. And also that sounds like so much to track.
I love that as a concept. And for other people, it would not work with my lifestyle.
Yeah.
That was a concept I learned when I was actually looking at engagement rings. That was like a foundational shift for my brain. I like a lot of things for other people. Mm-hmm. I think I like a lot of things for me, and then I try them on for myself, and I realized I like that for other people. Mm-hmm. Like morning workouts. I like that in concept, in theory, but it is for other people. I am an afternoon and or late night workout girly is what my body tells me. There's just so many things that I have metaphorically tried on in my life, and I was like, I love this for other people. This is not for me.
Which is actually so funny. I feel like we both do it, but I can't think of a time where you've done it with me, like my lifestyle, but I feel like every once in a while I'm like, oh my God, I'm pulling a cat. And then I go, what is it? I actually hate this. I'm not going to do that again.
What did you do?
No, like booking a flight like 3 hours before the event starts, or like taking on weddings. And I was like, maybe I'll try this. We'll see how this goes. Or
you're like, oh, I love this for cat. I absolutely fucking hate this for me.
Yep. Yep. And it's great practice for boundary setting though, because then you're like, okay, great for
try this on
someone else,
and I'm gonna take it off.
Yeah, that's probably the only way that I'm good at boundary setting is once I try something and I go. And with that, the nails, I couldn't do the nails.
Oh yeah, you could not do the nails. There we go though. We have an actionable takeaway. You can try things on for yourself, and if you don't like them, you could take them back off. And you can still like them for other people.
Yeah, you don't have to commit to actually anything.
No.
Commitment's horrible.
As we overcommit.
Also that. But here's the thing about that is that it makes me not commit to other things. If that makes sense. Like I go, oh,
yeah,
like I
your personal care.
Yeah, what is personal care? I don't.
What do you mean, taking care of my body?
Yeah, I just started with a trainer again, and I'm actually like, whoa, is this gonna last? I will say, okay, that's the other thing this past year. I feel like because I had a great year, I stopped volunteering this year. I stopped with a personal trainer this year, and I made it to Pilates like maybe
twice,
20 times. And I'm like, wow, I had so much free time. And what did I do with it? I filled it with work. I was like, oh, I'm going to have all this extra time and I'll like definitely spend it doing other things. No, I just worked. So I feel like it's God, it goes back to that thing of like choose how you want to spend your time, right? Like, although I do hate the reference of like we all have the same 24 hours in the day. Like, no, we don't. We absolutely don't.
No.
And for
I
anyone who
mean, we
doesn't,
do, but the context of
yeah,
the 24
like
hours.
your 24 hours is very different than my 24 hours.
So, like, you put up this post, which was like super well received. You get like a lot of messages. What
Yeah,
was the
no,
response?
it was actually very wild how many people DM'd me with paragraphs of, and I was like,
Compared
oh,
it.
this is therapy right now. We all relate. And I think we all kind of have this problem, right? Like we all, especially as creatives, we really love what we do. That's why we're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to say no to things. It's really hard to say
like
no to
creative contractors where it's literally like the next job is a question. Like you can guess what the trend in terms of what you've done the previous year or like when, retail or, whatever picks up a little bit. But a creative contractor is like a crazy oxymoron, I feel like in so many ways.
I think a lot of people mostly just shared that they related. They are also very passionate. They are also very like, oh my God, where is the next job? And that just left me like, oh, like maybe we should talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, like you said in the beginning, it's very lonely to be an entrepreneur. That felt weird to say for some reason.
You got very Moira Rose about it.
But yeah, I feel like being a creative, being an entrepreneur, a business owner, if you will, is it's a struggle, it's a struggle, it's a struggle. And this is one of those struggles. I realized I'm really, actually, maybe this is helpful. Okay, here's what I realized. I realized that I'm really good at setting boundaries, but then when it comes to boundaries being pushed, of someone being like, well, what about this thing, right? It's like I set my schedule for these were the 2 weeks I was going to be gone and not taking on projects. And then someone was like, well, what about this thing? And I was like, like I could make that work. Like I could figure this out for you.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, no, can't do it. Already committed to something else.
They're very like soft boundaries. They feel like hard boundaries, but the second someone's like, think, like you're just like, whoa.
Like I can be flexible. I can go with the flow. So I think that's what I learned from the trip is also that I get overwhelmed by the poke, the like, or the flick or whatever you just did. Yeah. Of like people do that and then I go, why are you doing that? The whole thing was a learning experience. I had a great time, by the way. I know
Did you have like a pivot moment like where you were like, okay, I've had enough of myself. Like I'm making a conscious shift to do something different and now I can enjoy my trip? Or was it just like the more time you had away, it just kind of like gradually, maybe not got easier, but like was less invasive? Or you just ignored that a little bit to like get out? Like tell me about that like trip part.
No.
Because it seemed like there was a point where it wasn't so like debilitating.
Yeah, I think that was also part of the cities we were in. Because the first city we arrived in was Paris, and the second city was Amsterdam, and the third city was Copenhagen. And so basically it went from like super fast paced and like so much to do to like medium paced and like stuff to do, but not like need to do, just like could be a little bit more. I keep forgetting how you say it. It's like, it's hoagie, hygie, heapgy.
I know the word you're trying to say. I don't know how to say it.
Why? Oh,
G-Y or I-E or something. I can't spell it either.
No, I got it when I was there and then I forget. Hygiene. Okay, I'll look it up. Anyways.
Not hygiene.
And then Copenhagen was such like a chill, like not a lot like happening. Like you can
just
walk.
Cold.
Just fucking cold. So I feel like also if I had reversed, it might have been a way different story, but like going from like go, 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 go to you arrive and you're jet lagged and like you're in a city that's also go, 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 go. It was just like fucking poor choice on my end. So I don't know if it was like a forced like slow down because we just kept going to slower and slower cities.
The weather made you like stay in.
Hibernate for sure. Yeah. Copenhagen's cold. Don't go in October unless you're into that. You're right.
Bob.
I'm not into that. I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast because I am not into that, and I do not like cold, and so
I don't either. I don't even let my house get colder than like 73.
whoa, that's wild. Yeah, so I feel like no, like I don't think I got better. I think the cities just kind of forced me to like do a little bit less, but I definitely worked the most in Copenhagen. But also we had nothing else to do except for like watch movies and like sit in bed.
God forbid we enjoy free time.
And we did.
I have the same problem every night. Like, I'm literally just like, oh, I can watch this, but I'm actually not watching it. I'm actually like doing 9 million other things on my computer because I don't know how to have free time. I'm trying to learn. It's not going well, to be honest with you.
No, it's actually so hard. And I do feel like our society is a little bit moving towards like with the AI thing and with us all being obsessed with work. At least I perceive a shift in like more analog stuff and more like doing things with our hands. We're all kind of like, what can we do that's not technology? So for a while, I was pretty good about trying to embroider in front of my TV. At least so I wasn't on my little screen with my big screen. I did that for a little bit. Recently, I've been doing black letter calligraphy, and then I kind of gave up because I couldn't fully do it on the couch because you can't, like, you have to use your whole arm instead of just you shouldn't be really twisting your wrists. And so it gets me in a bad pattern if I'm doing it on the couch because then I start twisting my wrist and then it's not the 45-degree angle. And then I go, fuck, like, I'm not doing this correctly and they all are different angles. So that's definitely been like one thing I've been trying a little bit is just trying not to be on 2 to 3 screens. Read a book.
That was going to be my next question, actually. I feel like one thing you do very, very well is prioritize your sleep. So I'm interested to hear from you what other things that you would like to try to prioritize. Like, even when it gets crazy, I feel like you're very good about, like, that's the first thing that you're like, protective over. So I'm interested to, I'm not saying it as a bad thing.
No, I know.
I'm not very good at it. I'm not saying it as a bad thing. But I'm interested to see, like, what other, like, it sounds like you started working with a personal trainer again. Like, what other areas are you trying to like reintegrate?
Trying to
separate from like the workaholic mindset.
Yeah. Well, I did stop tattooing because that was killing my body. So for anyone who keeps asking me, that's the answer for that. I stopped for now. So that was one thing I took away. I did take away something
off your plate.
Yeah.
That's a win. That's a win. Especially because we're about to go into this. I don't know when we're going to release this. So either we are just coming out of busy season or maybe we're in the middle of busy season. Like, what do you want to prioritize?
Yeah, I did say something to someone about like not booking things before noon. Like, I book a lot of client calls at like 10, 10:30, 11, like all in the morning because I'm like, it'll give me an excuse to wake up, like get out of bed.
No, don't do that. That you love that for other people. You do not love that for you. You tried that on, you should take that off.
But sometimes there's so many like East Coast people and I'm like, well, I can't keep telling them I'm only available after 12.
I do. Tell them I'm...
Ew, I know. See, I don't like text. See, that's the difference between us. I don't like, you're a DMs person.
I just don't. I hate phone calls. You know this.
Yeah. I'd rather be on a phone call. I love a phone call. I even like requested a phone call with a client today for something tomorrow and they were like, ugh. They like knew we needed to get on a call because it was going to take so much less time. And they were still like, I could feel them be like, I don't want to be on this call. And I was like, bitch, we got to talk about this.
I just asked you a question about what you wanted to prioritize. And you answered it with something about work.
Fuck up. Well, okay.
Prioritize. Okay. Nope. I am not even entertaining this rush.
No, I had a point. I had a secondary point to my thing there. Was because I would like to walk in the mornings.
Or just on your own.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah. Because walking's like good for you.
It is very good for you. Okay.
I think maybe friends. Maybe. Oh, you know what? You'd be proud of me. My family came in this weekend and I got a request for an event the day that they came in. and I gave it to somebody else.
That is a step in the right direction. I love that.
Yeah. I think it's also like knowing like there's other people to trust.
Yes.
That's
And
a hard one.
I think it's the abundance mindset too, which like I think both of us do a fairly good job of keeping that. Obviously, we're human and that scarcity creeps in. But I think not just the abundance mindset of like there's plenty of events for everybody, but the abundance of like if I say no to this one, it doesn't mean that they're never going to work with me again. I feel like we both have to unpack that one. And if they do go with someone else and build a good relationship, then that's also okay too. And then there's more clients out there for us and everybody.
Okay, so where does this leave us? Do you want to talk about what you're doing? Or do you feel like this does not apply to you?
What do you mean?
I mean, you came at me with, Alex, what sort of things do you want to do and how do you want to spend your time?
No, absolutely call
and
me
not
out. You know my bitch ass
work-
needs to fucking work on this. I'm trying to prioritize actually working out consistently. I just
feel like you're
feel
so
so
good at
much-
that. I feel
like yes and no, but I think a lot of it is more the pressure of it. Like it's not coming from a place of taking care of myself and my body. So I've been doing hot yoga and hot Pilates lately as opposed to going to CrossFit. I just feel like the high intensity stuff is really fucking up my cortisol levels right now. And I just feel like I'm never having a chance to, I have not taken my blood test or anything. So I don't know if that's legit confirmed, but I just feel like I'm trying to prioritize like my soft girl area, like my soft girl era. There we go. Just like soft girl for me is like just like slowing down and like things that are more intentional, less go 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 go. Because I already have so much of that, so I'm trying to like
less hardcore.
Yes,
like the opposite of hardcore.
Less intensity.
'Cause we're so hardcore.
No, you're not hardcore. You know what that's from? You know that reference? I only know so many.
Isn't that from Freaky Friday?
Because you live hardcore. No.
I didn't hear you say it.
Okay.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, you're not hardcore. No, you're not hardcore.
From the Jack Black from School of Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to say it in the two different things.
I know.
And then I was like,
Unless
yeah, I
you
get
live
it.
hardcore. Unless you live hardcore.
There was such a good TikTok. I'm pretty sure it probably made it to Instagram, but there was such a good TikTok about this little short girl, and she was in this like big, I should say woman, sorry, this short woman in this big t-shirt, and she did the whole thing. She went into her bathroom and did the whole like lyric thing of like him doing
Incredible.
that in the mirror. And then there was like when like someone came in, her like boyfriend who's like it was so funny. I always watch it. Every time it comes up, I'm like, yeah, we're watching this. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, so
we're not hardcore.
So anyways, we're not hardcore. Yeah, so I'm just trying to do things with more intentionality, less intensity. So like trying to cook more things, trying to make sure I like eat all my meals, trying to just like breathe instead of like, I don't know. It just feels like my life is like constantly like next. So even just like trying to slow that down.
Yeah, I love looking at your location on my little Sims app and being like, where's Kat today?
Yeah, December is not going to be any better. I think I have like 4 trips.
A lot.
For the rest of the year.
I have 2 and I'm already stressed about it, so.
I don't know where I am in December. You can't find me.
I'll find you because I have your
You'll
location.
find me. Good.
And I'll be with you for one of them.
Yes.
So actually, that reminded me, you know what I've been really good about lately? And I actually think it's probably helping my ADHD a little bit. Actually, no, it's for like sure helping my ADHD, but eating breakfast and then drinking caffeine.
Yes. That has been part of my soft girl era, is having a full water.
Breakfast?
But I think part of it is we got an espresso machine. And so I don't just have like a pot of fucking coffee. Like I have to make a whole latte.
That's what you were doing before?
Yeah. And I would have like 3 cups of coffee a day.
Ugh.
Now I'm having espresso. So in terms of like caffeine intake, it's probably infinitely higher. But the idea that I have to like grind the beans and then make the espresso and then froth the milk and do the stuff, like that takes time. And I'm like cooking breakfast at the same time. And like I'm able to drink my water during that time. I've already had my vitamins. So I'm like very much trying to do like good for my body before, not ruin my body, but like I treat my body. But like I treat my body or like something.
Yeah, like you're setting it up for success for the day.
Or at least not setting it up to fail.
Yeah. No, I love that.
I've been having 1 cup of coffee a day.
Well, if you're drinking espresso, then yeah, you should only be having one.
Well, even then, I would still have like 2 or 3 espressos a day.
Oh, that's
Like 2 or 3 lattes a day. I usually would have like
that'll fuck you
2
up
in the morning and then in the afternoon, it'll like pick me up.
Yeah, don't do that. But I remember that the word is hygge, by the way. That's how you say it, hygge.
Hold on, before we go down that rabbit hole. I've been taking like a social media Sabbath. I'm trying to actually do a Sabbath where I'm taking like 1 day off of work completely. But if I can't do that, then at least like trying to have like 1 day of rest, like separate of.
Is a Sabbath short for sabbatical?
No.
It's a 1 day? Is a Sabbath a 1 day?
Sabbath. Yeah, it's the day of rest.
No, I mean, I know that. But is the way you're talking.
No, I'm genuinely trying to take a Sabbath day.
Like a 1 day, like a
yes,
like a rest day.
Yes, but that's not always feasible. So I at least try to do it as like a social media Sabbath, where I'm taking like a rest from social media, and I'll literally like offload the app so I can't open it or anything. And it's been great. I actually love it. It's wonderful.
How do you offload the app?
Well, this is only the girls with low storage would know this. So you can go into your storage and it has like all of your apps there. And then you can click on it and just hit offload. And so it just like takes it keeps it on your phone. It keeps all of your login and all your data in it, but it temporarily takes it off your phone. So it frees up the storage. And then all you have to do is tap on it to re-download, and it's still logged in. All of your stuff is still there. All your settings are still there. It just like will make you re-download it before you enter back in. So I just offload it once a week. And it's great, but I get very behind on my husband homework and all of my friend homework. And I log back in and have so many DMs, and they're not. It's just like real constant.
What does intentional, like, so, okay, for me, being intentional literally means I have to like pause before every fucking decision that I make.
It's less about that. It's more so like paying attention to what I'm doing, because I'm normally like, oh, I'm like ordering food and then also like with my girls, but then also like half in my inbox at the same time. I'm just trying to multitask less. So, and it's not for every meal, but like at least I try for like 1 meal a day instead of just like having something quick, like making the choice to stand there and cook something for myself, or like cook something for the week. So I have something like homemade for the week. So today I made granola. So I have that for my yogurts all week in the morning or something like that. So I'm just trying to like be more present with some of my choices and not be splitting my attention 9 different ways.
Are you going to do more Disney days? Are you going to do less work, less travel? Do you want to be doing less travel, or do you still like that you're traveling?
I still like travel. I want to be more conscious of how I schedule the travel. I would like to be less ballsy with my travel. I tried to create time and space for my travel, and then I fucking got a DM job that I have no self-control and said yes to. But I'm trying to be better about only scheduling direct flights, only like scheduling things that are not at 5 a.m. I scheduled a 7 a.m. flight instead of a 5 a.m. flight. I almost scheduled the 11, but then there was just like a lot of question marks and I had to get back. But I did change my flight. I'm still good with travel. I'm trying to be better about how I schedule travel.
I think we're just like reflecting on our behavior, and that's important.
I do be analyzing my own behavior.
I think it's like really hard to find the space sometimes when you're going and going and going to like even take the time to be like, what the fuck am I doing? And like make change for future.
Yeah. I do that. I'm very aware in the moment about how detrimental it is to me. And
I'm not.
It's
I'm very like
you are. That's not true. I think you just then get your 2 days of rest and then you're a different person because you've poured into yourself and now you're ready to take on the world. I feel like we're not great at analyzing ourselves when we're in a good spot, is what it is. Like we are not great at accurately identifying what stressed out us should be taking on, because we can take it all on and we do, but that's the problem. Like just because we can do it doesn't mean we should. And I think both of us in our slow days when we're our best selves are not kind to us in our busy states.
I would agree with
Both
that.
need to be better at that.
I just like don't even know how to do that. If anyone has any tips, I feel like fucking drop that shit. Cause like, how do you plan for the, well, I'm like, how do you plan for the worst? But genuinely, like, how do you plan for the worst when like you want to have a positive, optimistic mindset or like outlook, and not like in a toxic way. I feel like I'm genuinely like, there was a project recently where I was like, oh, this is only going to take me 2 hours to finish. It ended up taking me close to 4. And my husband knew exactly how long it was going to take. And he was like, I didn't say a fucking word. He's like, just double your time. But for some reason, my brain doesn't compute that that's something I should be doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, how do you... More buffers, maybe. Just like always put buffers.
Yeah, I think we need to like retrain our brain because we just see everything as like, oh, if I was on site, my volume would be X amount. So obviously, like in this context, it would be the same, but we don't consider that at home. We want a little snacky snack. And I have to go to the bathroom. And now my mom is calling me. And my daughters now also want to write place cards. Like, and I can only work on this between the hours of 10 p.m. 5 a.m. Those are the options. Like, I don't account for that because on site, I don't get a snacky snack unless I bring one. Bathrooms, who are they? Like, water break? No.
No. What is that? Water? Hydration? Question mark? Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely, like, I don't think I have answers for anyone other than, like, try to reflect. Try to have people that call you out in a nice, kind way. To be like, hey, remember,
in a kind way.
Remember when you said that would take 2 hours and then it took 4? And I was like, yeah.
And I don't think this episode was necessarily meant to give actual advice. I hope that's not what y'all were expecting. Sorry. But hopefully you get to the end of this and you're like, okay, it's not just me. It's not just me at the beginning of my business. It's not just me balancing full-time work and my business. And it's not just me, even though I've been doing this for so many years. I feel like I should have these answers and I don't. At any stage, it's not just you. And maybe it's just us. And if that's the case, please fucking DM us and like let us know your secrets. And we'll try them on for ourselves. Decide if we like them for ourselves or if we need to only like them for other people.
Yeah. You know, we're all doing our fucking best, I hope. And that's all you can ask for. And like, we're not here to be inspiration for anyone. We're just here to be
real.
Realistic. Realistic? I don't know realistic, actually. Just real.
Transparent.
What's the word? I don't like authentic. That's a terrible word. Our truest form.
No.
We are.
And that was better? That was better?
That was better. I've never heard that in the MLM space is our truest form. Have you?
I have thoughts and feelings and a solution possibly. Okay. Thanks so much. I hope you loved this episode. And if you didn't, I'm so sorry. If you didn't, don't tell us. But if you did, leave us a comment and subscribe and rate us on like all the things. And
Yeah.
If you don't follow us already, please do. Our calligraphy page or our podcast page is Keeping Up with the Calligs on Instagram. And you can find me. I am at Cat Lauren Calligraphy. That's Cat with a C. And Alex, you can find her at
Signs of Our Lives on Instagram. And we're really excited that you listened. If you made it this far, holy shit. And good fucking luck.
Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Thanks for keeping up.